Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and it's Christmas time, so I usually do a bauble box, and one of my bauble boxes has been much reproduced, which is lovely. And this time it's a kind of a slightly bauble shaped box, really designed either for Christmas gifting or maybe to go on the table, is what I'm thinking, instead of crackers. And I just thought it was fun, especially with this lovely ornament paper. So I suppose it's more of an ornament perhaps than a bauble. But this paper is the Celebrate Everything host paper. So this is 48 sheets that you can get from Earn during this current catalogue, and it's double-sided, and you get say 48 sheets, so 4 each of the designs, and as you can see, really useful paper to cover every occasion. So we've got fireworks, we've got snowflakes, obviously Christmas ones, and Christmas trees, but a lot of them could be used at any time of year. Obviously we've got some Halloweeny type ones, great for next year, autumn or fall. Fabulous stripes, but those to me sing birthdays of any occasion. The wide stripes that I used on my little Christmas tree decoration with some polka dots, and then stars and some sort of like a check on the reverse as well. So that's the paper I've used, and it doesn't need to be heavyweight paper. You could do this in card if you wanted to. It would work equally as well. And the sentiments that I've used actually come from the Ringed with Nature stamp set. This lovely Merry Christmas here. And again, this could be used for all sorts of occasions. You've got a poinsettia in there, but you've got autumn, you've got sort of spring flowers as well. So that's what I'm going to be using. It's really easy to... Oh, and I'm using the trio punch. So that label on the top is our fabulous trio punch that I've used there. So we'll start off with that label, in fact, and what you'll need is a piece of card for the layer that's 7 by 4.5, and the basic white is 6.5 by 4 centimetres. And quite simply, you go in and punch those. Now, it's up to you which way you want to do them. I'm going to do it the other way around. So for this, I'm going to pop it in portrait style. Make sure it's nice and square, and just press out and flip. Again, make sure it's nicely butted up. Flip again. Out and flip. So as long as you make sure it's going in short end, you're going to get a lovely label like so. So let's do that again. So short end in, like so, out, and make sure you flip. So left to right to do that end. Turn it end on. You're going to do that short end again. Out and flip. And there we have our label. Okay, so we'll compare those in a moment. But I'm just going to take some polished pink ink. Say that quickly 10 times. Merry Christmas. And just, I'm going to stand up to do this. And it should just fit across the centre there, like so. And then I've got the little heart, which is part of the same stamp set, underneath. So there we go, quick and easy stamping. I'm just going to add that to the polished pink layer. Centre that, and then on the back I'm going to pop 4 dimensionals. I'm just going to make sure they go on just the top and the bottom, so that ribbon can run through the middle. There we go, like so. So that can go to one side, as can my punch. And now we're going to get on with the actual the box construction itself. So the first thing that you'll need to do is get yourself a piece of card, and I've just used the backing card from some paper and cut a piece that's 5 by 10 centimetres. I have done it in inches, of course, and if you're watching this video, if you click the little down arrow, which will be just below the bottom of the video, somewhere around here, that will expand the description box and you'll find all the dimensions in there in centimetres and inches. But this is 5 by 10 centimetres, and what I've done is I've taken a plate, a kind of dinner plate, so a sort of 10.5 centimetre-ish plate, and I've just lined it up at the corner and drawn a line and done the same on the opposite side and then cut that out. So you want to make yourself a little template. So next thing you're going to do is grab yourself some paper. Now with the paper you want to make sure, if it's as this one is, that it is in this orientation, that you want to cut your short measurement in this orientation. So you want a piece of card that is 21 centimetres, so in effect it's 21 centimetres high, because I'm using 12 by 12, and then you're going to trim it down to 26 centimetres, and obviously those pieces will be great for all sorts of other projects. Now on the short side you're going to score at, get your cutting blade out of the way, at 5, at 15 and at 20. So 3 score lines, 5, 15 and 20. On the long edge you're now going to score, if I show you, that top 2 sections, so you've got a little narrow score line at the top, okay? And you're going to be scoring these top 2 and this bottom section, okay? So you might want to do this first. So you're going to score at 5, so top 2 sections and the bottom section. At 12.5, just move that down, you can see that, at 12.5. So again, bottom section, top 2 sections, at 17.5 and at 25. Now if you do any of these accidentally go all the way top to bottom, let me show you what to do to correct it. So pop that away now. What you need to do is grab your bone folder and a stamping pierce mat, and all you do is you turn it over, and if you've scored accidentally, as I perhaps can't see, I've done a little extra score line here, so if you just rub that gently over the back, that should smooth that out. Not too hard, you don't want to crease it, but you will just rub it and that will help get rid of that. Now while we've got our stamping pierce mat out, we're now going to use our scoring tool, and we're going to use our take your pick tool, and we're going to use this template that we've created. Now with these sections you've got 2 longer sections, these ones here, and you've got shorter sections, and you're popping this one into your shorter section. So on the short section you're going to line those points up with those score lines and just create those curves. And just go over them a couple of times. You're better to repeat and go over several times than to do it too hard. Do the same on this left hand section, like so. And then on the very edge here, this is another short section, and you're actually just going to mark on this one, because this is going to actually create you're going to cut that away. Okay, so now hopefully you can see those score lines a little bit more easily on the reverse, but you're going to end up, it will become much clearer when we go through and do our cutting. So now that you've scored, you're going to cut. So on this bottom section, first of all we're going to cut away and cut up that curve. So all the way up, and this top section. Now on these top ones, you're going to cut those in to create our tabs. Because this section here, we're going to cut away, not quite completely, so we're just cutting about 1 centimetre, you can see here. Then we're going to cut a short section, and you're going to just angle that as well and cut away the extra bit at the top. Keep this one nice and straight, so you're going to cut straight down, and then we come to our last one. So again, we're going to angle it down like so and across the top. So the top of our box is going to end up looking like this. These are angled out, and this big section here, turn it up the right way would help. This one is our lid, so you just want to keep that one really nice and square. But the others, you want to angle them so they can tuck in, and I didn't quite angle that one as well, because that's going to just tuck in and reinforce the top. On the bottom section, very simple. We're just going to cut straight up those 2 large ones and notch those out. Okay, straight up here and notch that out like so. Okay, now this is the trickiest bit that isn't very tricky at all. All you're going to do is very gently, starting at the top, work those score lines into a curve, just like so. And the same on the other side of that short section. So, and the same here. And you will find those will just follow down, and you can just then, once it's found its curve, you can just reinforce it. And then the last one is this end one, so you can just push in from the side. So there we go. So now we're ready to start actually constructing our box. So we're going to glue and add adhesive to the bottom and to the flaps. So let me grab. I can't find my tear and tape. Ah, there it is. Okay, so I'm using tear and tape. So I'm just going to put a piece on that short section at the top, because we want to hold that in place. Now this is going to be our front flap. So this one's going to be stuck last to give that nice finish on the front. And this is going to be at the back. So what we want to do is tuck our tabs in and put some adhesive there. So I'm putting a piece at each edge just to help. Not that I'm going to put anything particularly heavy in here, but it will just help keep it in place. And then the last little bit that we're going to add some tear and tape is this side one, and this is just where it's going to join. And what we're actually going to do is put it on this curved section here. So I'm going to put a piece. I'm actually going to sort of trim it. So what I'm doing is apart from getting it stuck on my finger, let's start again. Right. So what I'm going to do is run a piece of tape down that edge and cut it off at an angle. So don't press it down, we're just going to, which I have, there we go. What you're going to do is leave it up here and then trim it away. So, and you'll find you've got a little section here that you might want to put an extra bit on as well. Or what I'm actually going to do is put a bit of liquid glue in there. but I'm going to do that right at the end. So I'm going to come in and actually glue the base of my box. I'm going to fold the top end of my box. I'm going to take all the tape off at the bottom. I'm going to leave my little bunny ear on the outside edge. So take it all off at the bottom and leave a little bunny ear at the side. Okay, I'm going to fold up and I'm going to use these square sections to help line my box up. So I'm lining these up, if I can show you, with these side flaps. Okay, like so. And pull our bunny out. That will grab. Same here. And then finally, my top piece. And all of a sudden that box becomes quite a lot more rigid. Now I'm going to pull off the side tape that we added in, which of course doesn't want to play. There we go. And I'm just going to gently fold my top flap in, like so. Again, just to line, all I'm doing is using that to line it up. And you'll see, you see how that box edge just fits there. And then you can press down. And if you look, that's then our lovely box. This flap gives it a nice bit of stability, finishes it off nicely as well. Then you can pop whatever treats you want to pop into your box. Now, just to give you an idea of stuff, you can pop, I've got some wrapped mint chocolates here, and what I've got, I mean, it is really, you can see those kind of fit in there. And I was thinking I'd pop some chocolates in there, perhaps a hat, I might print out some jokes, whatever you wanted, that would then fit in there nicely. I'm just going to angle the top edges of our box. So that's going to help that tuck in, just like so. No, she says it won't go quite like so. I'm just going to trim that flap. There we go. There. Okay, and then you can add your ribbon around that. There we go. There. So I'm actually using, I hadn't got, I couldn't locate my polished pink, so I've just used some of our sweet sorbet ribbon, which I've done before. Because it's sort of sparkly, it just picks up the colour, I think, really nicely. So pop that in there. Now I'm doing a surgeon's knot, so once around and then again. That will then help it hold in place while you tie your bow, like so. And then you can slide that to the side, whichever side you want. Let's go to the left. And now you can pop your label on the top. And there we have, well, we don't quite, but there we have, there we go. So keep the ribbon in the middle. We're just going to add our label to the top there. So there we have our pair of bauble tree decoration boxes ready for the Christmas table, a bit of fun, or for any other gift. So thanks for watching. Do come back and see me again soon, and if you want to purchase anything, please do select me as your demonstrator when you come to check out. Just search for me in Find a Demonstrator, and that means that I get the sales credited to me, which means I can then send you a thank you little gift the following month. So thank you for watching. Do come back and see me soon. Bye now.